Welcome to Solemn Vanguard channel. Today we had another stream. We had some EX stuff, but honestly, I just haven't paid enough attention to EX at all to really give my input there. They did say that there will be no DLCs for extra cards, meaning once new support comes out, EX is basically outdated. So you'll be able to play the game with the current set of support up until, was it Raging? Something around that timeline. But a set after that, you will literally just not be able to test anything anymore. So it's like gonna be fun while it lasts, and it looks like a good game, like it looks well designed, but I'm personally not gonna be playing it, I think. Now the reveals that we're mostly looking forward to is obviously the new cards from the new set. So here we have Evil Stealth Dragon Kurogiri, act on R, cost Soul Blast 2 and return this unit to your hand. Call up to 2 evil decoy tokens to R. So that's pretty strong, I would say. Like, it's a triple rare, so that's quite high rarity for a skill that isn't particularly flashy. But if you think about it, you're paying a Soul Blast 2 for 2 of these tokens, and this unit stays in your hand anyway. So it's not flashy, but it's not bad by any means. Then we have Stealth Fiend Tataribue. Wow. Auto on V when its attack hits a Vanguard to draw a card. So now you write this, you swing, and your opponent has to throw down that 50k no pass. If you get to boost it, that's like even scarier. They'll probably just no guard and you'll get to draw a card. And then during your turn, if you have a grade 0 rear guard, this unit gets power plus 5k on rear. So it's gonna be a bigger beat stick if you have any of those tokens, essentially. You could also call down triggers, but I doubt you will want to do that. This deck should make enough tokens to a point where this will always be a 13k beater. Again, not the flashiest card. I'm not too excited to see this. However, we also have the VR. Evil Stealth Dragon Akatsuki, Hanzo. Act on V once per turn, cost retire 2 grade 0 rear guards, so you want to retire your tokens. This unit gets power plus 20,000 until end of turn. Choose any number from all rear guards, so yours and your opponent's. Return them to hand. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, your opponent chooses cards from his or her hand equal to the number of his or her cards returned with this effect and discards them. So you are pseudo field wiping if you're going second on your first ride, and you're pseudo field wiping if you're going first on your second ride. So that's not bad at all, but my question is, doesn't Murakumo kinda do that already? Like 1 turn slower depending on if you went first or second, but they also get hella power for it. So it's not the flashiest skill that I'm excited for, but it could suddenly be super painful. One thing to consider, does this maybe hurt Silverthorn? Not this card by itself, but this card and Jamio Kongo in the same deck. Because if you think about it, Silverthorn will wipe their own board to draw an insane load of cards, but then Jamio Kongo wipes it all. Now, if they choose to not wipe their board, this one will wipe their board, and then they still don't have cards. So it's like if you have Hanzo and Jamio in the same deck, no matter what Silverthorn or actually any clan chooses to do, they're gonna be hurt by it. Because Jamio Kongo's big issue was always like, people will just call their whole hand, not discard anything, and you don't even care about it anymore. But now that Hanzo can kinda hurt people for throwing down their hand because they're gonna lose everything, that's pretty good. Like, do remember that they're bouncing though, so certain clans will actually be super happy about this. Think about something like Shadow Paladin. They place down 1 Nemain on turn 1 and then start creating 3 new Nemains and Swordbreakers from that point onward. So you're gonna bounce 5 of those rear guards that they don't care about at all, maybe even including a Blaster Dark. They're gonna discard those excess Nemains that are garbage anyway, and you just gave them back their Blaster Dark, which they can call again and get another Force Marker. So like, this maybe goes in the same deck as Jamio to kinda ruin your opponent's day, in the sense that if they choose one playstyle, they will get punished by one of them. If they choose another playstyle, they'll get punished by the other. But some clans will actually be happy. Like, I can see Shadow Paladin just having a field day with Hanzo. The important thing, however, is that Hanzo doesn't force you to choose everything. So you could just bounce only their Nemains and not their Blaster Dark. But then again, you're giving them cards to hand, and they can get rid of other things. Like, they can get rid of 5k shields that they maybe don't need, and you just gave them 10k shields for free because they've been getting them every turn. So it's a bit of a weird card in that sense. Then again, do remember that the new Excel clans, like let's say a Murakumo, let's say a Tachi, actually more the new Nova, like the Hand God or God Hand, whatever, and Tachi, are really inclined to just throw down their entire hand and rush you and try to kill you when they ride 3. And if that fails, this Hanzo is gonna be like, I'm gonna ruin this man's whole career. With that being said, this doesn't really end games at all. Nothing about this card is game ending. It's just out-advantaging your opponent, if that makes sense, because you do get to rush quite a bit. Like, you call down all your cards, and you know that Hanzo will bounce them back anyway. I don't know, it's a bit of a weird card. It's one of those cards where I believe most people will say, that's not that insane, but then maybe in practice, it's gonna be very painful. We had the same thing kind of with Mega Colony, where we saw the cards and we were like, Mill? Huh? That's why? But then in the VMC, the only new clan to hit top 4 on like the big event was Mega Colony. So we'll see how that all plays out. I'm not screaming with, oh, this is way too powerful. But then I'm also not thinking, wow, this is garbage. So we'll have to see. I'm pretty reserved on this card, to be honest. I can see some things that could make it work, but I can also see some things that make it not work. However, more importantly, do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below so we can have a little discussion. Subscribe to this channel, and I will see you soon. Ciao.